where gaming is everything. Welcome to the Extreme Gaming Podcast.
Hello, welcome to the Extreme Gaming Podcast. This is episode 258, December the 12th, although spoiler alert, we're recording on the 11th because while Trev loves the podcast and gaming, football comes above that, so he's going to the football tomorrow. So apologies all, it's my fault, just all point at me and give me in trouble. My fault. There we go. You're actually pointing the wrong way from what I'm looking at, but that's pretty funny.
It was okay the way I'm looking at it.
So you're all pointing over there. I'm
just
here.
like this. That'll work.
Oh, brilliant. Right. Anyway, as you all know, I am Trev, as always. Joining me on the panel today are my lovely guests. Introduce yourselves.
Great Gamer 25 here, ready to rock and roll with another podcast.
And it's Matt here, Irish Guardian on everything pretty much. How you doing? Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. Well, it's actually Thursday. We're pretending.
Happy Thursday.
Yeah.
I thought it was Tuesday today.
Happy week.
Yeah.
And for once,
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
A little too early. Just a little.
Matt's got a new camera and he's looking amazing, and he gave me his camera, so I'm looking awful now. No. Temporary camera for Trev. It's ironic because Matt, no one knows what you look like in the stream until now, because you were all pretty much, you were probably like,
he was a ghost.
You were probably like 0.5 megapixels or something. You were like half a meg in resolution.
I was 8-bit.
Oh no, that's fine. No, you weren't 8. If you were 8-bit, Grey would have been sick.
Yeah,
so,
it had to be at least 32-bit.
32 then, yeah.
That's brilliant. Anyway, boys. We wanted to bring you a show because, to be fair, we very rarely ever miss. I don't think there's been 1 week we've missed the podcast completely since it was the first week or the second week we had to delay it. It was good.
Yeah. Going back all the way to at least May. So that's
more light, I
months,
look a bit better. That's better. There we go. Sorry. Yeah, of course. If you're not on our Discord, why are you not on our Discord? Please join our Discord. Because that's the place you can talk gaming, you can talk sci-fi and entertainment. We've got channels in there for that. I do a channel called Capes and Phasers, which is sci-fi and Star Trek and superheroes and all that good stuff. And that's just literally all the usual places you would find a podcast or YouTube. Just look for Capes and Phasers. But our podcast for the gaming, if you go to discord.gg/Extreme Gaming Podcast, you can submit any kind of PC tech questions, hardware questions, how to do questions. And if we don't know the answer, we'll find out the answer. A lot of people in our community come from that kind of background or have an interest in it. Between us, there'll be at least one iota of intelligence. So, and all the socials, it's pretty much Extreme Gaming Podcast, with exception of X, whereas it's Extreme Podcast. So somebody took our name. Gets. So anyhow, the show must go on as always. We will start off with some interesting game news from Grey. Take away, Mr. Grey.
Yeah, believe it or not, when we air this show, which is on Thursday, you're listening to it, the Game Awards will be taking place at night. Later, actually, in the UK, because it'll be, I think, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. So that'll be like midnight for you guys, but then you can see it the next day. So the Game Awards have a bunch of different categories, probably too many. There's actually 29. I don't know why they need 29 categories, but hey, And I thought maybe it might be fun to go through maybe just 3 or 4 of them, just for the heck of it, and see what games were nominated. And then next week, we'll bring the winners to you, and we'll talk about that. So we'll start off with the Game of the Year, I think. Why not? So the nominees are Game of the Year, if it ever lights up here. Eventually.
How many categories are you
there
getting?
There we go, okay.
Yeah. Gray's got a habit of this lasting hours alone when he releases
7 hours.
At least.
For the next 6 months.
So you guys tell me whether you've heard of the game and whether you believe that the game should have been nominated or whatever. Astrobot.
Okay.
Balatro. I'm not sure if I I don't know how to pronounce that.
Electro.
Yeah.
Black Myth Wukong.
Oh yeah.
Elden Tree, Shadow of the Erd Tree. That's the DLC.
That annoys me. That shouldn't be in the nomination. That's DLC.
Yeah. I thought they weren't supposed to have DLCs.
Yeah, I don't understand that either.
That's the BAFTAs, which we'll get to.
I'm wondering whether they did that because they said that the DLC is almost as long as the actual game or something. I don't know.
Okay.
But I agree with you. I don't think that should be there. If you're gonna do another new one, then of course, but not a DLC. So yeah, I agree with you guys. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and Metaphor ReFantazio. Definitely never heard of that one.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So those are the 5 games. I don't know. Do you have any inclination what you think might win?
Elden Ring.
Yeah, I'm wondering. It's either gonna be that or Black Myth.
Zelda.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. I'd say that one.
Although
Wolfong.
the outside chance is Astrobot, because that's supposed to be phenomenal. That game, people are saying that is absolutely brilliant. So I would be pissed off if Erdtree won, because it's not a standalone game. It is DLC. Just have a DLC section. I mean, you've got 10 million categories anyway. You may as well. What's 10 million?
Yeah, what's one extra?
Yeah, you might as well enter. Yeah, exactly. Put another one and make it an even 30, and call it best DLC or something.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
There's one they added in there. Was it Animal Well, which I've not heard of.
Animal Well.
Yeah, it's a platform 2D. It looks 32-bit style, Nintendo style sort of game. It looks a bit pants, to be honest.
All right, I'm just skipping around categories just to see, because I'm curious. Well, let's go to best score in music. For the heck of it here. Astrobot again. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth again, Metaphor again, Silent Hill 2, and Stellar Blade, which is not available on PC yet, but it will be. I've heard so much about Stellar Blade. It's coming out my ears now, so I can't wait to see it make it to PC, because I want to play it. It looks really good, and people have been talking a lot about it. And they were supposed to be putting it out sometime early 2025. We'll see. From when I understand. And in any case, let's see. We'll go to. There's so many categories. It's like crazy. How about
It's like the Oscars now, Gray, isn't it? The Oscars, the amount of categories they've got.
How about just for Matt here, especially the best VR or AR game? So let's see what that's about.
Yeah, give me some goodies.
If it'll get to it, let's go. This website's a little slow here. There you go. Okay, best VR AR would be Arizona Sunshine Remake, Asgard's Wrath 2, Batman Arkham Shadow, which you played, Matt, Metal Hellsinger VR, and the last one is Metro Awakening.
It'll be Batman, won't it? It's got to be Batman. Surely, God, it's got to be Batman.
Could be Metro Awakening. I don't know.
Yeah, Metro Awakening. No, Batman. I'd say Batman.
Think so?
Until this Alien, I mean, they haven't put in the new stuff yet, so.
All right, well, we're going to find out if you're right next week. All right, let's see. Let me pick another one here that makes some kind of sense. How about the best independent? Let's see what we got with that one. Okay, Animal Well, you were mentioning before. So best independent game. Balatro, Lorelei and the Laser Eyes.
Say that 10 times whilst under the influence of alcohol.
I like the name though. That's kind of cool. So Neva, whatever.
Yeah.
And UFO 50.
I thought, Gray, I thought you were going to say UFO Simulator there for a moment. I don't know why.
That would be cool.
That would be quite fun. Yeah.
I would like that.
Okay. I don't have a clue about any
let's
of them.
see. How about you want to go with best action game or adventure? How about best RPG?
RPG.
Let's go with that one. Sure. All right, best RPG: Dragon's Dogma 2, Elden Ring: Shadow of the Erdtree again. Talking the DLC thing again, so I don't know. Yeah. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth again, and Like a Dragon: Infinite Wealth, and Metaphor again. ReFantazio. Interesting. We'll maybe pick another one here. You guys want to do best strategy or best fighting game or best multiplayer? Which one?
Go for fighting and then multiplayer because it'll be quite interesting in that one.
Best fighting? Okay. Best fighting game: Dragon Ball Sparking Zero,
Okay.
Grand Blue Fantasy versus Rising. Okay. Marvel versus Capcom Fighting Collection Arcade Classics. Right there. That sounds like it'll win.
Yeah.
Probably.
Multiverse. And the last one is Tekken 8. Oh, that's interesting.
Ooh.
Tekken 8.
Tekken 8. Yeah.
That could win.
Yeah.
Tekken's always been a good
Tekken.
franchise.
Yeah.
So that might win.
Yeah, between the Marvel and Tekken.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Do we want to do best mobile game or just skip that one? I hate mobile games.
Just
Yeah,
give us one more category that you want to pick. Multiplayer might be a shout, but it's up to you.
All right, that's all right. Let's see. Yeah, best multiplayer. What the hell? Let's see what we got.
Best
Call of-
PvE.
Call of Duty Black Ops 6,
Okay.
Helldivers 2, Super Mario Party Jamboree, Tekken 8 again, and Space Marine 2. I think that's the only time I've seen Space Marine 2, so that's interesting.
Yeah.
Right.
It's got to
I
be
think that's
COD,
good.
surely.
Next week, tune in, peoples, because we will go over the
Helldivers.
winners and see not of all
Hey,
21
Helldivers.
categories, but
Yeah.
yeah.
You're probably right, actually. Normally, I would say COD, but I forgot about Helldivers there for a moment. Yeah, you're probably right, man. Helldivers, it probably will be.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people playing that game. I know when it came out, it was
There is.
an awful lot of people playing it.
Yeah, true.
My
I think
next
so.
story is
Okay.
just because I am Witcher 3 fan, but this really struck me because I didn't know what this was all about. Apparently, that in Witcher 3, there was originally going to be a scene where Geralt visits the Cyberpunk 2077 Night City. Now,
I thought it was. Is it Ger? I thought it was Geralt.
Geralt, yeah, one of those. Geralt.
You love the
Geralt,
Witcher.
Geralt.
You love the
Geralt.
Witcher, and you
Geralt.
can't pronounce your hero properly.
Well, somebody
Wow.
goes. Some people go, and it's not Geralt. It's Geralt, not Geralt. And I'm like, okay, I didn't see an A in there, but whatever. Anyway, this is something that was supposed to be in the game, and now 2077 was not out, when Witcher 3 came out, but they said they were going to put this in the game anyway to give a tease to people so they would know what they were working on next.
Mm-hmm.
And the final decision at the end was not to do it. But what they were going to do is they were going to put it in the Witcher 3's Through Time and Space quest line. That's what it was going to be called. And they actually have, it's not very long, but they actually have a little bit, just a small bit of the dialogue I'll go through with you. Apparently, Geralt comes in and says, what is this place? Is this the afterlife? And his companion, I can't even pronounce his name, Avalak, whatever, anyway. He goes, no, just another of one of the realities the spiral leads through. Technologically advanced, but broken and dying. And then Geralt says, disgusting, this stench, this noise, how can you live here? And his partner says, you should know better. This world is inhabited by humans, not elves. Now, I would like to have seen that. That would have been kind of cool. They said they also were going to have him throw a coin, one of his gold coins from Novigrad.
No. You mean toss a coin, not throw.
Okay, toss a coin, yes. So he
Come on, man.
He was going to toss a coin to a beggar, and what they were going to do in Cyberpunk 2077 when it came out is go back to the beggar who took the coin, and now it's worth millions, so he's a millionaire.
Oh, wow.
So like,
that'd be good. Yeah.
I thought that would have been great, man. I feel bad they didn't put that in there. That would have been great. I'd love to see it.
Great. I learned something else as well regarding that Witcher scenario side of things. I don't think you have this noted down because I would hate to steal your thunder. No, you don't. Apparently, the voice actor for Geralt on The Witcher 4 basically teasing that he'd be out. Yeah, he's in big trouble, man. Yeah. So CD Projekt Red basically just went, "Oh, you're done, man. You're in trouble." That's
you know what I think the problem is? It was funny. I was watching an entertainment person that I like a lot, and she mentioned something that really made a lot of sense. She said that now it's the world or the age of spoilers. She said that in the old days, not that long ago, they used to not spoil things so fast, or they would keep it under wraps until the movie would at least come out or whatever. But he says now it's everything is spoiled. I mean, everybody gets something. They're not supposed to say anything. And the first thing you know is it's already out there. There's a lot of stuff going on out there for the movies coming up that are already spoiled. They did a whole thing on what was it? Chris Evans is coming back as Captain America. This has already been confirmed. Huge spoiler. No one was supposed to say anything.
He's 95.
And exactly.
No,
so,
it's going to be an evil version of him.
Yeah, and which I'm not fond of. I don't like. I'm not keen on that one at all.
The original Avengers were great. Just leave them be, man. Don't bring anyone back that's old or dead. Leave them be.
I think they're going on. I'm wrong about this, but I think they're going on that angle because they did it in the comics. And remember when DC did Injustice 2 and all that stuff, and so they're going like, "Oh, let's do this," and I'm like, I don't. It's good for the comic book fan, but it's not going to work with anybody else, the general public and stuff, and not to mention the games that people play with it and stuff. We're looking at you because you're the dude that's played Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. This is like, I'm waiting on this one. I want to hear what your view is. I've heard other people.
Yeah, Matt. Tell me all about
it. Funny enough, was it yesterday, day before, I was talking to Scythe, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm playing this game," and then I was singing the tune, the theme tune. Yeah. But no, I got the theme tune wrong. I was singing 18.
18.
Yeah.
Wow.
But there you go. Yeah. So there you go. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. It's been great. Story wise, it's been pretty good. There's a few things that I didn't like about it so far. The movements of the characters are a bit funky. Sound is good. I like the sound. Visuals could be a little bit better. But we'll go on to that on the graphic side of things.
What's wrong with the movement, Matt? What's wrong with Is it janky?
It's very Bethesda. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Well, did you play it today? Because I think the patch was out yesterday. They put a patch out yesterday or today.
Yeah, it might have been today. I was playing today as well. Nothing downloaded on there.
Anything different or better? Or?
Not yet. I played about 20 minutes today on it, but I didn't notice any difference. There's a few characters that were like walking around with their hands right down by the side, not moving. And I was like, that doesn't look right at all. And dogs that don't respond to you at all, that's just nonsense. Okay. So that bit, yeah. Other than that, I think a lot of people have been looking forward to this game that was developed by Machine Games, published by Bethesda.
By the way, if people don't remember, Machine Games are the people that did the Wolfenstein, the modern Wolfenstein series, which is really good. So they took their hand at this.
For the most part, Gray. For the most part.
Well, not the last one they did. I agree. That's why we won't mention it.
Yeah, they should have done that with instead of Bethesda on this one, but it's okay. So it's the first Indiana Jones game that is not Lego based.
Okay.
So so there you go. Which is brilliant.
There's Lego Indie. What the hell?
Yeah. It's pretty fun.
I forgot about that.
Oh yeah, how could you forget? It's brilliant. The game's been set in between the events of the Raiders of the Lost Ark and the Last Crusade, and it follows Indy as he tries to stop a mysterious power from falling into the hands of fascists or fascist government. There you go. As stated in the journalist's work on the mains before science. Yeah. Oh yes. So there's I put this note a bit weirdly. So, as Gray's mentioned as well, before you do, you go off and you find costumes and things and secret areas, it's best to head out, do the main story first of that chapter, because that will unlock certain areas that you need to go to, or else you'd be looking around for hours like myself, trying to find a suit and unlock, fighting rings. Which is quite interesting to do. I haven't done that yet. I'm still trying to find a place.
I'm glad someone said something about that because I usually don't play that way. I usually go through some of the main missions, then I do a bunch of side, then another few main, then a bunch of side. But now that they said this, then I definitely don't want to waste time. So, okay.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've been looking around for ages and I was getting fed up of doing the side quests because of it. So I was like, I'm just going to do the main solid. But yeah, now I've got a new chance. So I'm going to do that as soon as I finish what I'm doing. The gameplay was awesome. One thing I do like about it as well, I gotta say, is when you leave the game and it saves wherever you are, it actually once you go back on the game again, it'll drop you exactly where you were,
Oh,
which
really?
is fantastic. Yeah. So if I'm
War
talking to
games don't do
somebody,
that.
yeah, it'll just drop me by that person, and it starts the game in third person where he's fiddling with his hat, puts his hat back on, and then you're first person back again into the game. It's fantastic. It's better than having a loading screen of any sorts. It looks
Sure.
good. So there you go. So the game is single player, narrative action adventure, as you think of. You're in the whip of Indiana Jones. So there you go. Yeah. So it's quite a focused game on stealth. I haven't been very stealthy because I love the sounds of the punches and everything, and the
Yeah,
whips going
I
around.
heard some stuff. They said that the one guy even said he felt that the sound effect for the punching was the best in any game he's ever played.
Yes, yeah,
I was
it's
like,
pretty.
okay.
It really is
Yeah.
true form to the film. I think I had to do it quite a few times just to make sure the differences. So I'm just smashing everybody up at the moment that I'm allowed to, anyways.
Buy them a
So
drink first, Matt. Come on, that's just rude. Buy them a drink
yeah,
first.
but it's Christmas surprise, Secret Santa. Whoosh! There you go.
Matt, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
When you're mentioning the stealth, does that mean that instead of having to punch the crap out of somebody, you can work around them, or not?
You
Not
can.
always.
Most of the time you can do. It will take quite a while to figure out what people do, how you get around people. But true to Bethesda form, if they're kind of like not looking at you, then you can really sneak up on them quite close. So if I was like this and I'm still like that, oh, I can't see
So
you.
we're talking about
Ooh.
dumb NPCs again.
Pretty much, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I can go up to a guard dog, and it'll just look at me, and I'm just like, oh my god.
That's not Bethesda's fault. I mean, they're only publishing it, so it's machine
Yeah.
gaming.
Machine gaming. I don't know why I keep automatically
Yeah, but we like
blaming
to we like
Bethesda.
to blame
Scarred,
Bethesda.
that's why.
Yeah, scars. Those scars.
They done the same in Wolfenstein with the dumb
They did.
NPCs. Yeah, so
yeah, absolutely. So it's a shame because it lets down the game in that kind of sense, especially nowadays when you got so much more intellectual AI things that can go for the NPCs. You just add it,
Some of the problem maybe that they started the game a couple of years ago, so there wasn't as much of an advantage of AI back then.
Yeah, true.
Sometimes we all forget that when a game comes out, it's actually been
a while.
Yeah,
true. That is true. Yeah, they'll be always updating it each time, so we'll never get it.
I got another question for you, Matt. Do you think that this feels like a AAA game or a AA or AA and a half?
I would say a AA and a half.
Okay. The reason I asked that was because as much as I love Wolfenstein and I love the sequel and et cetera, those games I always considered to be like 2.5 because they weren't as polished as a three AAA game, but they were still great.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you think that was maybe a problem that they should have maybe gone for the whole 3A thing?
Well, you'd expect something this big would actually do that. It's a huge franchise that they're getting a part of. They should have done it a lot better, justice-wise. They had enough time to work on it. So yeah, why not? Why couldn't they? But they have plans. They got future plans for it, so we'll see. Maybe they'll.
It's open world, right?
Patches.
Or no?
Partially. It's like what was the word? Figmatized open world. So it makes you feel like it's an open world, but you've got like little smaller maps that you're able to go around. Yeah, there's certain pathways you'd have to go on certain areas. But it's not the true sense of open world.
How was the voice acting?
So far? Voice acting is pretty good. Yeah. It's been good. The sound for the voice acting is on par. I am a bit upset that Harrison Ford didn't do the voice, but I know he can't because he's a bit older, so it wouldn't match in between the movies there. But the guy who plays it,
Troy Baker, I think his name is.
Yeah, Troy Baker. He's done a good job on it. Yeah. He's done a good job on the voice. So yeah, I've kind of gotten used to the voice thing and gone over my own.
He's gold standard, Troy. He is probably him and who's it? Nolan. What's the other guy's name?
Yeah.
Yeah, they are like the gold standards in voice acting in the video game industry.
Yeah, but I'm on platinum.
I'm surprised
Yeah.
that he could pull that voice off though. He did a pretty
I
good
know.
job.
Yeah, he does. He does a good
Considering.
job. Yeah, I think I'm just like an indie fan, so I'm like, oh
Yeah,
he is, the guy. So yeah, so so you're doing a great job. Can I have an autograph? Thank you. There you go. So yeah, so this game, as well as the stealth, you got puzzles, quite a few puzzles that you have to work out. And I normally hate puzzles.
Trev
but-
doesn't like puzzles.
No, but-
Puzzle Simulator. No.
yeah,
But
but
wait,
the one thing-
wait. I don't know if this
Yeah,
is.
go ahead.
I'm pretty sure this
Mhm.
is true. I read that you can go into the settings and you can vary the degree of puzzles,
You
and they
can.
did it that reason for people like
Yes.
Trev, so
Yeah.
that when you go to the puzzle, you're going to solve it like
Easy
in a
peasy
minute.
lemon squeezy.
And you're
I
Yeah.
don't want to use my brain, boys, to play video games. I use that for work in real life. So, play
you don't
video
have
games,
to.
only switch off
Well,
and relax.
That's
Now
not
you
why
go
I
in the
hear.
game, make the adjustment, and all the puzzles will be almost solved for you.
Yeah, yeah. It's
I-
easy. I mean, I've got it on normal, and that's quite easy so far. So, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Go on. So
Matt,
the,
did you play the more recent Tomb Raider games that came out not long ago?
kind of, yes.
So I was wondering how that stacked up against them as far as the because he does similar things.
Yeah. I think the graphics are probably a little bit more sharper and more optimized in Tomb Raider than it is on this one.
Okay.
And there's a heck of a lot of options in the settings for graphics for your
So
display.
it takes
and
you
all
like
that.
2 hours to go through the settings.
Yeah, I mean, it has it had the ray tracing has up from low all the way to extremely ultra.
Yeah, I
So-
never heard of that. It's bad enough.
I know, and I'm like, why is it not just going to ultra? It's got no, we want very ultra, extremely ultra, so ultra you can't believe it. And yeah, the game, my graphics card, the 4070 OC can't handle it. The frames just completely drop. Everything just
Wow.
shuts down. Speech goes all over the place. So it's just like, nah.
It sounds like it's drunk, Matt, to be honest.
It
sounds
is.
like
It
it's
is. Or I've been drinking. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think I'll be doing that one. My card's similar to yours. I have a 4070 Super
Yeah,
overclock.
but it should at least
Right.
handle it on high. And
Oh,
it
yeah,
doesn't,
yeah.
but it just
Or
has.
regular
And then you got the
ultra.
DLS as well on there for the frames. And I've tried.
How
each
was
thing.
the ray tracing? Because I've been reading that the ray tracing is outstanding, supposedly.
As long as you don't mind no frames, it's good. You can just have like a picture every half hour. You're fine. It's more of a click and point type of game by then. Yeah, no, don't do it.
Don't do it. Okay.
Yeah, it's not really optimized that well for that type of thing. I mean, I'm going to go through the settings again just to see if there's anything else there.
So you're saying, as usual, it's going to need another patch or two.
Oh yeah.
So-
I hope they do.
It's a pretty game,
Yeah.
Matt, then, would you say, visually?
Visually pretty. It can be very prettier if they kind of like set on the graphics to a certain point instead of having all this extreme stuff. Take that out. Just put your normal ultras in and give your GPU a chance. Pretty much, because with this game, if you want it on ultra and you want your ray tracing to look real good, you're gonna need that 5090. You're gonna have to remortgage the house.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
sell the missus, sell the fella. OnlyFans. It's the only way.
Yeah, but
There
you
you
know
go.
what? OnlyFans.
Yeah.
But even with a good card, if the graphics are only AA and a half, you're only making it look better. You're not really. It's kind of like when they
Yeah.
did ray tracing with Minecraft. I mean, if people like that, that's great. But
Mhm.
when I look at it, I see a bunch of blocks and then really
Yeah.
nice looking water and really cool. This is
Yeah,
and then the rest
yeah.
of it's just it doesn't make any sense.
Absolutely. I
me.
mean, the visuals of the characters versus the environment.
Correct.
You can definitely tell the difference in this as well.
Right,
So I think so. You got the typical hair sort of thing going on where it does not move,
doesn't
do
move.
anything, and it just looks like it's just plasticine that's whacked onto someone.
That's why Andy wears a hat. He doesn't have to worry
Yeah.
about his hair.
Exactly
moving.
true. Yeah. Maybe it's the pomade that they use. Maybe that's what it is. Back in the 39s. There you go. Hopefully. So there you go. You got loads of side missions in the game as well as other features. People that you'll find that will talk to you for extra missions, which is quite interesting.
Hmm.
I think that they talk about the what they call the fascists as the black shirts,
The black shirt.
the
Okay.
black shirts of the clan or something like that. So that's quite weird.
Name that. They were up all night thinking of that one, weren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. What can we call them? Well, they're wearing black. Oh, I got an idea. No, let's
And the
just call
good
them
guys
black.
with the white shirts, with maybe with a stripe or two.
That's it. Yeah, yeah. Good guys have a hat. There we go. Yeah.
Weird.
So, So even though the game has been really praised by the details and immersive atmosphere, got a bit on there. There have been minor graphic issues, such as occasional texture pop-ins, frame rate drops.
Pop-ins are terrible.
Big times.
The pop-ins aren't good. That looks so weird.
Mm-hmm.
It takes the immersion
Yeah,
completely
it
away.
does.
You're
It just
walking
wrecks it.
on.
Yeah, absolutely. Half the interactions that you see as well kind of just don't match what you need. Oops, sorry there.
Well, wait. Now here's the big question. I want to know what you give it out of 10.
I would give it so far 8.
Oh wow.
8. So it's
8?
it's good for the storyline and because it's Indiana.
You sound like you're giving you're almost thinking of going below 8. I give it an 8.
It's an 8 minus. It's an
7.8. 7.8 and a half.
Okay.
3/4.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Right,
So,
okay.
but they have future plans. Lucasfilm Games have expressed interest in creating more for the game. More games for the Indiana Jones, as well as they're working on a DLC called The Order of the Giants to expand on the game that we have here. That was going to be set to be released in 2025. Not sure when in 2025, but there you go.
Okay.
I'm surprised. Yeah, it might be a paid thing. It doesn't say.
I got one more question for you. If
Yeah.
this is on PC Game Pass, so obviously we all have
Xbox
Game
as well.
Pass, right? So we all have that, and that's cool. But if you didn't, do you think it would be worth the $60 or whatever it is?
No.
$60 isn't AAA price though. It's less than AAA, so they're pricing it accordingly, Greg.
According to me, no.
Yeah. Well, no,
How
not
much is a AAA game then?
Boys,
Summer
AAA
70.
is $80, $70 to $80, or about £70 or so. So
Well, that's for the pre-release or what's it called? Bonus
No, they're
features.
trying. What I'm finding though out there is I only see like maybe half the games coming out at 70. The others are all coming out still at 60.
Yeah.
So
59, 60.
yeah, and they basically are
Just below the 70 mark.
Well, in that case, then what would you have paid if you paid back?
If I could, I'd wait until it drops at least to 40.
Okay,
Yeah,
Right.
35, 40. If I gave it
that
cheaper,
makes
I'd go,
sense.
yeah.
The way you explained it,
What
that
it
makes
is.
sense to me.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so it is an enjoyable game, though. The sound of the whip, it's nice. And the punching, fantastic. Yeah.
Shoot the guy like in the movie.
Yeah.
So
Very nice.
that's your highlight then. The punching sound.
Punching sounds,
Punching and
yeah.
whipping, and
I'm
but not in
whacking
that
and
order.
whipping everywhere. Yeah. Whack this, wimp that. Whoosh.
Is the story good?
So- oh, yeah, there is a story.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's good. I hear it's good.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it is a good story. It's quite interesting how they do the story and how you interact with other NPCs with that story as well. And when you're looking through things, you literally have to look through things yourself, which is pretty nice touch. I like that. But the storyline so far is good. I'm enjoying it. I'm interested to find out what's going on, and if I can whip these people, or punch them.
If you can whip a punch.
Yeah, but you've got melee weapons hanging around the place that you can use as well. I've used a hammer, sledgehammer. That's a nasty thing.
That would hurt.
Yeah. Oh, it does. Yeah, he does this. I got spoiler. Here we go. When you're sneaking up on somebody with a sledgehammer or a rake, he'll put it between the person's legs and yank them.
Oh no!
Smack them in the nuts,
Oh.
and then they go, oh, and then he whacks them on the head. It's fantastic. It's great. I'm crying through that moment. I can feel it. But yeah, wow,
Cool.
Jesus, man.
Yeah,
Brutal.
yeah. The sound of those nuts
That's
going
it. I'm
crunch.
playing the game just for that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. There you go.
Matt,
Yeah.
how far are you in the game? Do you know
Not
how
far at
long?
all.
Do you know how long the game is in total?
Sort of. I mean, yeah. Um,
I don't know.
I think I got it here.
Time, I guess.
Yeah, pardon me there. Yeah, so I haven't spent too long on the storyline itself, but it is fantastic. Sounds like what's his face there. Yeah, so it's 11 hours main story. For the extras, 22 hours. If you want to do everything,
22 hours.
Yeah. If you want to do everything, make sure you got all the collectors, things, the laws, the photos, everything. It's 27 hours. I think I'm going to do probably 30 hours. Not my thing.
First of all, I hate when they say that, because to me, maybe I'm not the typical player. I don't know, but when they say 11, I always double it, 22. And when I mean every number they give, I usually double it because I've never played through a game that fast. It's almost like you're not really enjoying it, or
exactly.
whatever.
It's more like a challenge than anything else to get that gun.
It's more designed when it gives you that time to not just purely focus on the main stuff and go from start to end and be decent at the game and that kind of thing. It's not supposed to include any extras or side stuff or anything.
Yeah, I know. I still it'll be longer for me. But then going back to I want to hear what both of you think. Then, if that's the case and it's 11, even let's just say it's 20 for the hell of it to do the main campaign. That's short to me.
That does sound short, yeah.
Especially if you're paying that much money.
Not for that type of game. I think that's about the norm, actually.
Yeah, but then he just
20 to 30.
Just said that with the side missions, it's only 22. That's every game I've ever played that had side missions was a lot longer than that.
You don't want too long, right? And don't get your minds out the gutter. You definitely don't want too long because then it gets a little bit boring. The Last of Us Part 2, as much as I adore those two games, cheers, Slange. Nice head. The only problem with that is totally lost my
I'll put it away now. There you go.
Making a mess, Mr. Matthew there.
It's squiddling everywhere.
2 was too long. I was like, please get me to the end now. And I really enjoyed those games, but people they think they need to make games longer and longer. We're getting to the stage now where they're actually starting to reverse their train of thought, and they're not going ultra short, but they're going, right, let's go for quality rather than quantity.
Yeah.
As long as you enjoy it, mate, by the end of it, if you can give that game at least an 8 out of 10 by the end of it, they've done their job.
Yeah.
Or even a 7 for what you get for it.
I don't know if I'm glad I'm not paying and I got Game Pass, but if I was paying the $60 or whatever, and I'm only getting 22 with the side missions, it doesn't mean I'm not going to enjoy it. I'll enjoy it, but it's going to go fast, man. I'll be completing that game and wondering like, was there anything else?
Yeah. I think it's going to take me a while to do everything, find the laws, get the collector's items and all that. So yeah, it will take more than 22, 27 hours, definitely. Yeah.
Well, from what I understand, the sales have been good so far on it.
It's getting good reviews as people are enjoying the game as it is anyway. So yeah,
it's good news if the sales are doing well, considering it's on Xbox Game Pass. That means it's the odd idiot like Hans buying it, even though it's on Game Pass, just so you can get the collector's edition. The collector's edition, people, was £200, and it includes the game without a disc because you haven't had a disc for ages. It's an empty steel case book thing. You've got little bits and bobs in there and digital extras, but the main thing is you get a globe, the kind of one that you spin, right? And you open it up, and there's like hidden stuff inside it. That little globe, I saw that and I went, oh, that collector's edition would be good. Then I saw the price and I went, not a chance.
Maybe they give you a fedora hat and a whip, maybe.
Oh, whip! Oh, so never come. Maybe
that's it. Yeah. Then it'd be
that little globe thing. I just went, I do want that. So I went on Amazon and I got it for $12.99.
Just that's it. It's the best way to do it. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I've got it there. I was like, that looks cool, man. So I can even spin it the way they do it in Indiana Jones as well. Like,
can you imagine?
I got a big, massive globe that does that for less.
So basically, they ordered a bunch of globes for $12.99 and sold them for $200.
Yeah.
It's a racket. That's a good one.
It's absolute utter greed. Like premium is a thing for collector's editions. I get that, but if you take the game out, and the game is $60, did we say?
22 hours,
£50. right? So you're then paying £150 for the rest of it. Oh my God, you guys are absolutely go
Ripping
away
us.
and stick your head in the oven, man. Seriously, because that is disgusting.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Read.
not.
I'm
that's
knocking
not
the score
it's-
down to 7 now.
It's not really worth it for
Yeah.
a collector's guy. The only thing that I've seen that I thought was worth it being a collector's item was the time that Trev got the hammer from God of War. That was cool.
Yeah.
And what was the other thing? Oh, and on Doom when you got the Doomslayer's helmet.
Was the helmet? Yeah.
Yeah, the helmet. That stuff is cool. Now, if I had extra cash, I would have gotten that. And that'd be a neat collector's
Hit Boy
item.
from what's the Fallout?
Yeah,
you had
that's right. Right.
Yeah.
Call of Duty when you used to get the MV goggles or the RC car.
There's a company out there now. Trev knows
yeah.
it. I think it's called Fan Home, and they're making a big. They're like in it for real. They're making collector's items of everything.
They are.
I
I started doing a RoboCop with them, but their prices kept going up each month.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're
And I
not
was
cheap.
like,
They're not cheap.
No way. I mean, I got to the point where it was getting to £80. And
Well,
I was like, why am I paying £80 for when I started with, you start £1 something, and then the second, third one would be £40, and then it's gone up to 80. I'm like, nah.
Matt, see when you go to they had the Enterprise D on there. Like
That's
a big
right. Yeah, I
large
saw
one,
that.
right?
Yeah.
Big huge one, right? And I asked them, I said, like, how many parts altogether would this come to? Like, give me a cost. And they said approximately £1,400 over 2 years.
Oh, Lordy.
I went, I would expect it built, hand delivered by a butler and
Yeah.
bloody white gloves for that cost. And not only that, there's little gaps in manufacturing flaws and stuff. It still uses big chunky. Well, they use the chunky style batteries. In fact, it might even be the watch batteries rather than rechargeables. It's just absolutely crap. Those, don't get me started on those guys. You've got me angry now because I'm still waiting for my bloody Star Trek collection to start. It was supposed to start in November. And
hey, look, we talked about this.
It's always
right?
delayed. My RoboCop was delayed as well. The hand kept falling apart. It wasn't fitting properly, and I still waited ages for a replacement. They never sent it, so I was like, nah, I'm done.
Hey, look, this is what we want to tell the people, man. Is it worth it? What troubles are you having? So it's good you're telling us this stuff.
No, it's not. No.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
there's cheaper ways to get out there.
They don't make them like they used to.
They don't. All right. So it sounds like Indie is a hit at least so far. I'm glad. I'm looking forward to playing it at some point for sure. Just looks like a fun game, to be fair. Right. We've got. I know I was off last week. I wasn't feeling great. Thank you to the boys for filling in. Because I was away for a week, they didn't really say my news, which, it's their choice if they want to or not. They had a lot on anyway, so
it was boring. We didn't want to. No, joking.
Save it. Stick it away to the side and get to it later. And some of it's still relevant, to be fair. And because last week the guys were doing their own news and stuff, Trev's hard corner went soft. So I've got the hard corner all hard again, ready for you peoples.
You've been shining it and rubbing it and everything, and now it's ready. It's all, hard again, and we're ready.
Hardware corner. Get your mind out the gutter, people.
Hardware. That's what I meant.
Hard on corner. Gotcha.
Hard on corner.
Oh, Jesus. That's us kicked off YouTube, man.
You're getting even worse now. Oh, jeez.
That's done, man. Matt's brought us down, man. Blame the Irishman.
No, we'll be able to stream on TikTok now.
Rumble. We'll just go to Rumble where all the nutters are.
Or OnlyFans.
A couple of things I've got that are still relevant. I know I've went on about this a few times, but purely because I'm looking forward to it coming out. I like new shiny hardware. We know the Switch 2 is coming out probably next year. Madness it never came out for this holiday season because everyone and their dog's probably got a Switch by now, so their sales are dipping massively. Nintendo, they're going to wait until the end of they said they'd make an announcement before the end of the financial year, and realistically it's looking like they're probably going to announce it after Christmas, so January sometime, and then it'll come out a couple of months later in like the March time or so. I am looking forward to that personally because then I'll have the PS5 Pro, I'll have the new Switch 2, and then next year, some point later on, I just need to upgrade my PC and I'm all up to date. There was some leaks about the Joy-Cons and stuff. It's going to look similar to the last one. It really is going to look similar. Nothing too exciting there at all.
8-inch screen. I hear it's going to have
8-inch screen, but probably a LC or LED, probably not an OLED. So they can bring. Thing is, Nintendo bring out 10,000,001 editions of their hardware. They always revise it more than anywhere else, so they'll bring out an OLED at some point.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that coming out. I just give me new shiny hardware, people. That's all I want. I want to be able to play a game in higher than 30 FPS. It would be nice.
Yes.
Would be nice. So watch that space for that one. I expect we hear something shortly. Now this was really cool. I found out about this before I saw the notification or the update, and that was it's Sony's birthday last week.
Sony's birthday was last week?
30th, yeah. Sony PlayStation, should I say? Not Sony.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say Sony's been around a long time.
Yeah, the PlayStation is 30. Belated birthday, Sony PlayStation. The reason I want to bring that up is they brought out a bunch of stuff to celebrate their birthday, like a little video saying thank you to the people, little clips of their videos over the years, and I was really impressed by that. I was really impressed by that. One of the things they brought out, which I absolutely adored, was you get a startup video and intro at the start, and normally you got like the waves or something on the PlayStation 5. But now what they've got is you can choose your intro. So you've got different modes and different themes. You can pick the 30th anniversary one. And what it will do is it will break it down to PlayStation 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, or 1 to 4. So you can absolutely, when it boots up, get the PlayStation 1 logo and sound effect, which is iconic.
Oh, really?
Absolutely iconic. Yeah, it's absolutely beautiful. Nostalgia hit me massively. I absolutely adored it.
Can you change it to every single iteration? In other words, like PlayStation 2's logo, PlayStation 3's logo. No,
just you choose which generation you want as the startup theme. So 1, 2, 3, or 4. Yeah, if you want. I just thought it was for those that are been PlayStation fans for quite a while, which is me. I was a massive fan. I enjoyed that. It's only supposed to be limited time only because it's not like a firmware thing. It's like a server end thing that they just push down to machines. So I reckon if they haven't already, I don't think they have, they'll just remove that. Which is kind of a shame. I don't even know if I don't even.
Can you save it on something or?
Maybe they have actually. Oh yeah, there we go, boys. That is exactly what I'm going to do right now.
Do it
because for those that remember how good this was back in the day. Let's do the old tab. There we go. Right. Excellent. This is literally all the ones I've got here, which is iconic. I don't think this is copyrighted, but if it is, Greg can take it out. Right. We'll play this.
Yeah. Or you can send that to me and send that to me and I can put it, I'll edit it in too.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Cool.
That does it for me, boys. Does it do it for you? Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's nearly as good as Indies Punches.
Brings back memories.
As good as Indies Punches, man. Yeah, like, go in and change things and tweak it. I'm not going to play all of them. I don't really see the point at all in doing that. But I say choose 1, 2, 3, or 4.
The audio.
Yeah.
No, the audio's there on purpose. I purposely put the audio in there. That was the whole point.
I'm just without the audio. That's the only thing.
Without the audio, it's pointless.
It would make sense. Yeah.
So essentially, yeah, there you go. Gosh. But yeah, we'll end at that part there. We don't need to share that anymore, to be fair. Stop sharing. Thank you very much. Yeah. I want more PlayStation time, but got other things I need to do. So
that's okay.
That is my hard corner moment. Just a small hard corner because you don't want to get hard too quickly in this corner. You want to just build it up nice and slowly.
Yeah.
Ease it in there.
It can last longer if you get one of those blue things, but
yeah.
You would know, Greg. You would know of that age, my man. Speaking of lasting longer, Gray's mod corner. What have you got this time? You have something, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah, I found I was looking at the Dragon Age. Of course, I've been playing a little bit of it. And of course, talking about the mod corner, I wanted to see what was going on with mods. And this is what this particular article thinks of the 8 best mods. I don't know if I agree with all these, but it'd be interesting to talk about. So one of the mods is called Bloom Be Gone, and basically all that means is how Bloom is, and when you play a game, and if you don't like Bloom, this thing takes it right out. And they have like before and after pictures, which is pretty neat. I'll try to see if I can edit some of that in. The other one was the Inquisitor's outfit during the game. It really only comes in basically one color. You can't change anything. So this guy came up with a mod that will allow you to retexture it and come up with some different colors if you don't want just the vanilla color that they go with. Another mod I thought was kind of neat was they took the font style of Dragon Age Origins, which goes way back, and you load that in, and everything in the fonts for the whole game turns into that style, which is, I thought that was kind of cool. If you kind of like that font, because that font was kind of neat looking.
Yeah.
That's something that's kind of interesting. I thought it was cool. The one that I liked, that probably the better of the bunch, is this, they call Dark Fantasy LUT. And basically what it is, it's a relighting for the game. One thing I did notice, and they kind of pointed out in this mod, is that when you play the game, it tends to have this purplish hue to it. So when you look around, you see you can see it. I mean, it's not terrible, but you see this purplish hue everywhere. So what he basically did is created the mod that makes it more natural looking and gets rid of the purple. And wow, it makes a big difference when you look at it. I mean, it looks more like it really should look, as opposed to the purple. I don't know why they do that in a lot of games. When I was playing Horizon West, and it had this pinkish, I'm not going to say red, but more like a pinkish tone through it. And I didn't really, I still love the game and everything. But when this guy came out with a mod that took that away, I decided, I'd like to see what it looks like. And I go like, whoa. And I was surprised how well it looked. I never really thought about it until they took the color off. So I think that's kind of cool. Another one I thought was very good. It's called Clearview Reshade. And by the way, you can get a lot of these on Nexus Mods. Just Google it. So what this guy did basically is went in and he felt that the vanilla graphics were a little bit soft, like a soft tone to everything without any real edges per se. So he wanted to go in there and kind of clean that up. And yeah, the difference looks very nice. It looks sharper, it looks more realistic to me, and I think probably to some other people. They have another mod that I have no idea why this is such a great thing in some people's minds, but they have a freckle mod.
What?
That's just like,
and you wonder why I'm vanilla, Greg. You wonder why I'm vanilla. Yes.
Very vanilla.
Well, someone's in the freckles, so basically you get and they call it freckles from Ferelden. There you go. Say that fast.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you're into the freckles, put that mod in there. This is one I also like.
New freckles ain't bad.
Yeah, but but I would like to just go in there and
Anywhere
crank
they
up
are.
the freckles to where there's so many of them you can't even tell what the guy looks like.
Yeah.
Now that would be fun.
Yeah.
This other mod I think is well worth it. It's called Increased Destructible Loot Drops. So basically, when you're going by all the breakable boxes, there's not as many as you would like. So this increases the amount of breakable boxes, so that when you smash them, there's actually more loot to be gotten from them. So if you like that kind of thing, and I kind of do too, because I hate having to walk up the boxes wanting to find something just to find out that nothing's there, or you can't even break them either, which is kind of boring. So this apparently is going to let you do that. There'll be more loot that you can grab, so that's kind of cool. This is one just for people that want a game like this. It's called Simulated NG Plus. So a lot of games that do New Game Plus will start you off with all, you have, this is when you attain all your upgrades and etc., all your weapons. If you don't want to wait, which I find kind of goofy, you want to play the game, right? But for those people that just can't wait, you can download this mod and it automatically goes into a New Game Plus with all max levels, all items, everything. That to me doesn't thrill me, but you can do that if you want. So basically, that's the top mods, and I think about out of the 8, though, I would say only 3 of them are really worth it. The other ones are, and the freckle one, I don't know. So that's it for the mod corner for this particular episode.
Should have one for moles.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Or freckers and
You do Mike
moles.
Myers thing. Merrily, merrily, merrily.
We might as well just go all the way. We'll have one for warts. Put some warts all around, and
Yeah.
I'll really look good then. By that time,
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Cheers for the mod corner. Appreciate it.
Nice.
I mean, very sneaky, Matt, and sneaking something in. I know, like without even telling you.
I couldn't even feel it.
Well, there you go. That explains a lot. We did play another game, and I know we don't always play lots of games together, or Gray and I, because we've got a lot of stuff we're doing in the podcast.
I was gonna put that down, but I was like, oh, nah.
No,
But I'm glad you did. I'm glad you did. Go ahead.
Just 5 minutes or so.
Yeah,
It's really
brilliant.
good. I introduced or reintroduced the guys to Rust because I haven't played it for such a long time. One of my favorite games. Got a lot of time in that game, like over 3,500 hours now, but I haven't played it probably for like a year or over a year. So I'll get the boys in and we'll play it. Now, the idea was to find something that wasn't too sweaty, a server that wasn't too sweaty.
Mm-hmm.
The problem we had is we were going from one extreme to another. So we had one game where they stopped you from raiding, they stopped you from killing. I was like, what is the actual fecking point? You've literally blocked two of the best things about the game. It's very hard to find the right vibe in that game, right? That a good community. It's very difficult. It can be a bit toxic and a bit sweaty, which is, I kind of like that element of it, to be honest with you. So I thought, let's take the boys into a friendly server. Too friendly. Couldn't do nothing. And then they wiped the map.
Couldn't even make friends.
Couldn't make friends, could do nothing. Yeah, we struggled. Like we were on a couple different ones, because you can meet each other on the map and then create a team and join the team. And so we're just having a bit of fun. But then they wiped the map and we decided to sack it off and go to more of a vanilla server. But that was too much in the extreme as well. You had a lot of sweary people killing you on site without saying anything. Now,
to me, it came down to more griefing than anything. Kind of
griefing. No,
yeah,
because
when you have,
because it didn't go out of the way to find you and then just go at you all the time.
Yeah,
I think it was just those two that were around you.
Griefing is in the game though. Griefing is banned a lot of the time in Rust. Griefing is if you're waiting outside someone's base or trying to follow them in or something. That those kind of things are considered griefing in Rust.
That was pretty close. Not the same, but
no, the boy that killed us, and then we kind of jumped off. He came from further away. He came running over. And then he killed us one by one.
Time we the lousy shack or the good or the better one you built? Which one? Was
better? Well, no, I'm talking about the second time. The better one. The guy just came over and wasted us all. But the shit shack, was. I don't think he camped outside. He kind of waited outside for a few. He couldn't get into it. He tried to blow it up, and I said to Matt, "Let's grab some of our resources."
That one was fine when we played the game. I thought that was fun. I didn't like the second time around when you were building just a basic thing out of twigs and stuff around and the guy just comes in and wrecks it all to leave. I mean, come on, it could be a little bit nicer. At least wait till the thing is built so you can go in there and
get you onto DayZ.
Yeah, but then. Then it costs him a lot of boom and explosives to try and break into the base and take it, whereas he could just kill us there and take what I had on me. I should have built a bit quicker. I was trying to build something really quickly for the guys, but nevertheless, we still had a bit of fun.
Lots of fun. It was great.
I was wanting to take the guys on adventures. Like maybe next time, I'll just see if we can go on more of a friendly server and then actually take them to the one of the oil rigs or the cargo ship, and then you can just play against the NPCs. Some of the NPCs are easy, but on the actual PvE kind of modes or the missions, the elements of the game, they can be trickier. So if I can get the guys used to that, that is going to be a bunch of fun. And then we see where we go. The idea, the main focus is always have a laugh, no matter what you do. And then just there's so much to that game, though. That's the thing. I hadn't played it for so long that for those that played it ages ago, that they have got trains going around the whole map, and not only have they got them going around the whole map, they now link into the underground, the metro. So they go down. There's metro stops, or you can literally fall. There's two places in the map where it will come from underground to upper ground. And you can go all the way down that massive tunnel, and you put fuel in it, or you could go on a boat. You could go on a boat around the map, or you could build a base on some of the boats as well. there's a lot to do, but I'll take the boys back for some shenanigans next time. I mean, I'll be off for a chunk of Christmas anyway. I'd imagine Matt will as well, and well, Gray's retired, so he's got fucking loads of time.
Yeah, not exactly, but okay.
Tons.
Well, you didn't tell. Well, we didn't tell the story when we first played, and we got into the first server, and we were looking to build a fort, but then Trev had found this guy that already had built some stuff, and we were able to get in because the guy didn't block the windows or anything.
He didn't put anything in his windows, man. They were just open.
I couldn't believe it. So we get in the house, and there's the character sleeping down the floor. And so luckily Trev knows more about the game than we do. And he's going like, well, I think we can do some stuff here. And all of a sudden we're taking over all his stuff. We're putting new locks and everything. And
locking him in.
We raided his all his stuff. He had a lot of great stuff. And we're like, that was fun. That was fun. And then we were hoping when we went back the next day that it would still be that way. But then Trev went back in and said, oh shit, all gone. The guy somehow figured it out, or we got banned. I don't know which.
No, the server was wiped,
wasn't it? Yeah.
Oh, the server got wiped. Okay, that's right.
Everything changed location.
Yeah, because we didn't know at the time when it was going to get wiped. Exactly. Yeah, that was fun though. I thought I would love to go and find somebody else like that and just take their place.
Absolutely. Met a few bears on the way. That was quite fun.
Yeah. Got mauled a couple times.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fun with you, by the way. See if you see a bear in that game, you run because it will kill you and it will wear you for a coat, a jacket. So,
or something else.
It will do something to you in the bushes. Yeah.
What I think is funny in games like that is that literally, if you would come up on a bear and the bear really did want to run after you, he's going to run faster than you and catch you.
Exactly, and they do.
Every
I think not every animal, but the wolves and the bears are quicker than you. I think you can outrun.
I ran the bear, man, a couple times.
Did you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I just followed in one direction, and he got bored.
Okay, Mo Farah. Okay.
I think that was more of the part of the game where it would go a certain distance, and then the bear would get like bored and turn back. But if he didn't get bored, it just kept going, he would have caught me. No doubt.
Matt, you thing is right. You both played it before. Gray didn't even know he had it in his library, which is hilarious. He must have just bought it ages ago and briefly played it. Matt has played it a little while back, but it'd been quite a while for me. He came from
a long time.
Yeah. When you saw the Shit Shack,
you could do stuff.
When you saw the Shit Shack, you were like, "Oh, that again." They brought that back on purpose, so you could have somewhere really quick, just a temporary measure while you're making a base. And it was hitting the nostalgia bone. It really did. What do you make of it?
It was funny.
I wish they kept the the radiation zones and those. What was it? The mutants type stuff. I wish they kept that in there.
So I came into it just after Legacy, but I know enough about Legacy. They used to have zombies in the game.
Yeah, it was good.
They used to have the Shit Shack, which they brought back. They used to have. They've changed the game a lot, Matt.
They have very much.
They've changed the game a massive amount. To be fair, every month they're always doing something to that game for free, like literally improving it, adding to it. I don't know many games at all that do that. Although it gets a bit sweaty.
There was a radiation zone, Matt, because when I was running around, I was getting radiated at one point.
There is. So the radiation zones, they're not as bad as they used to be, Matt. So they're actually, I don't think it's ready yet, or maybe it is and we didn't go there. They're called monuments. Every time you go to one of these things that have got like missions and stuff and loot and high tier loot, they're called monuments and they're dotted all around the map. The one I'm thinking of, they're building a brand new, I think it's just going to be called Radtown, and you literally can't go through there unless you've got a rad suit on. There are parts of other monuments that have got radiation on them, and you just need to have enough radiation protection built up, and that can be a number of things you wear or do, right? And then you're fine. And then there's some monuments that you can go in without any protection, or you can at least go around the outskirts. But they don't want a Joe Bloggs that's just spawned in with a rock to be able to just go straight down into the middle of the great loot straight away and grab it. I mean, you've got to kind of work for it and earn it. So,
absolutely.
But there's so much to do. So, like, great, you found it interesting, a laugh. Matt, what did you think of it then compared to what it was like when you played it back in the olden days?
It's definitely a lot quieter because you have like less things that are trying to kill you in that kind of retrospect of the NPC style mutant-y things going on. Like it's lost its purpose in that way. It's definitely more of a player versus player thing, I think now. It's still quite fun. I see a lot less weapons in the system, the blueprints.
Blueprints,
yeah, which is it's fine. It's not a game breaker at all, but yeah, it's quite good. It's quite interesting, especially with the mechanics of the building thing that you're doing there. And the skins are quite good. I like the skins.
Awesome. I'm literally watching, actually watching because I'm recording the podcast, but there's a thing called Twitch Drops or Twitch Rivals.
Oh yeah, Twitch Rivals. Yeah,
you get free. Rust will give you free skins every now and again. All these streamers battle each other, and you just watch for so long, and you get a free skin. There's a thing called Twitch Rivals on at the moment, and it revolves from game to game. And at the moment, they're focusing on Rust. So there's a bunch of skins you can get for free right now, and it ends in like 2 or 3 days or something.
Yeah. Do you get
I used to buy a lot of skins for that game.
Even after they wipe?
Yes, you own the skin after that. The only thing is you cannot sell that skin. Whereas normally if you buy a skin from the store, the Steam store, you could sell it later on. That's how I made profits.
I was just going to say, look for the collector's items and stuff.
There's skins in that game that are worth hundreds of pounds. There's one that's worth hundreds of pounds in its own. It's nuts. It's nuts.
So, Trev, let's put some of our money together here and see what we can do.
No, you're
I'll take profits.
You're banned for spending money after getting pissed the other night and buying things. Anyway, if you know, you know. But yeah, the game is a good laugh. It has changed a lot.
Yeah.
I'll get the boys involved in it again. We'll play it again, and we'll actually be more chilled, and I'll show them more of the ropes because there's so many things. It's a tech tree system.
Yeah.
So if you have the item, the blueprint, so if you find a gun, for example, you can just go and learn that in the research table, and you get a blueprint from it. And
you
learn
lose the gun though.
You do, but you've got the blueprint.
So you can rebuild it.
So you just need to find the components and you build it, or you can go through the tech tree, which is you use one of the workbenches. There's 3 levels of workbench. You can build better stuff at the next branch and then the next branch and so forth. And you just work your way up that. You need a lot of scrap doing the tech tree method. It's better to find the component or the item and learn it. And then you've got that blueprint for as long as either the server or Face Punch, the devs, until they wipe blueprints. Face Punch don't wipe blueprints unless there's something in the game that they've changed that needs everything wiped. So they tend to not purposely do that. So you could have blueprints for a lot of servers will wipe them when they wipe the map. Some will keep them for 3 months. Some will keep them until Face Punch force their hand. So you could have blueprints for 2 or 3 years. So if you go into a server that's got that, you're struggling straight away. The other option instead is, as well as the blueprint side of things, you've got the map wipe. Now, Gray and everyone else I've spoken to that plays this with me never likes the fact that it wipes every month. That's the longest you can go.
Yeah.
Longest you can go is a month. And I like that because, as I've tried to explain over the years playing this game, if you let it go and go and go, building, the server's just going to be so slow and bogged down. And everything that's on that screen, boys, is using memory. It's using power on the server. So they're always trying to find ways, the devs, of optimizing it every month. And I think it's fair because you wipe it after a month and it's fresh. I like vanilla, as we all know. And you want it nice and fresh, and it's better, it's more fun. You don't want to keep going. There are servers that wipe weekly.
Yeah, there are. I've seen some of them.
That's a lot, boy.
Or every fortnight or something. They just wipe all the time.
Fortnite? That's another game.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, you Americans seem to have a problem with the word fortnight. Fortnight is 2 weeks, every 2 days.
I know what that means, today, right? Yes.
No, you know what it means. You know what it means. But a lot of our American friends do not know that word.
That's like 7 years ago. You have to figure that one out.
Fortnite. It's called character in English language. You should try it. Anyway,
now, since I'm newer to Rust, I want to mention one or two things.
Yeah, dude.
Okay, so I really enjoyed the game a lot, and I enjoyed playing with you guys. If I had to play by myself, I don't know if I would. Not because the game's bad or anything. It's just
Great.
that
There's solo servers. There are servers that are designed just for solo people so that people can't gang up on you.
yeah, but I still don't. That kind of game just seems to me to lend itself to having fun with your friends than playing by yourself.
It's an online game. Yeah.
The only thing, like you said, I don't particularly care for. I wish they would wipe like every other month as opposed to every month. Only because a lot of times we get busy with stuff with the podcast or real life junk, and you may not be able to get back to it, because it's really designed for people that play literally almost every day. Where we don't do that. So if we are only paying once a week, let's say, because we're busy and we play for a few hours, you literally are only playing maybe 4 times in that month, 5 times in that month, and then boom, it's gone. So it would be nice to have a choice where you could go, like, let's say, on a server that wipes every other month, so that you would have a little more time. That probably my only complaint. Other than that, I don't really have any complaints.
The counter to that is, well, I already gave you a counter, but an additional counter on that would be if you didn't wipe it all the time. So
if you do it, suffer, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but every month is the longest. That's designed for people that don't play a lot. Because if we played a couple of times a week, say we played 2-3 times a week for a couple hours at a time, we can come back to over the course of a whole month, Gray. And bear in mind, Matt and I will have a lot of holidays come up for the festive period, so we'll have more time, and we'll be able to play it more, and we'll be able to take our time and enjoy it. Whereas, say we all were only going to play it a couple of times, I would have taken you boys to a week-long wipe server, and it would be mayhem. And people would play most nights. They play most nights.
You'd have to, really, wouldn't you?
You would to get the most out of it. But that's designed for people like that. Do you know what I mean? It just depends what you want. So your point is valid. Yeah.
You can either play with yourself or have a quickie.
If you do your own server, can you go more than a month?
No.
Oh, see, that doesn't make sense.
It's impossible to go past a month. You maybe technically could, although I don't. Basically, when it comes to the wipe, the first Thursday of every month, Face Punch bring out an update. The Face Punch are a British studio, but they've got devs all around the world. And is it Gary Newman? I think that's his name. Gary something anyway. He brought out Gary's Mod, if you've ever heard of that.
Yeah.
He invented the game. He's an English bloke. That's the type of game that I totally lost my train of thought. What was I saying, boys?
You're saying that's it for Rust. There it is.
What are you saying, Matt?
You were talking about.
We're talking about if I could make a server and lengthen the time instead of a month. Like
your hand's forced. Your hand gets forced. I think because an update's pushed. There's a client and there's a server update. So you could maybe block the update
and have it from there. Yeah, you can do that.
But then the game, I don't see how that would work because it's connecting to the internet all the time. So as soon as it connects, you open up the server, you open up the game. The server's running all the time, as we know. That's how you join a game. The server has to run all the time, and it's always connected to the internet. So when a forced update is pushed through, it will update automatically. So you couldn't get around it, I don't think.
So you can't freeze it on, like in most games like DayZ, all that stuff, you can freeze the version of the game itself and then have your server run at that older version.
Yeah, but I remember in the past when we ran a server, if you turned off auto update, it wouldn't update.
Yeah, it would still stay to the old version.
I'm only going in theory. I don't know for sure because I have tried my own server once. I wasn't a big fan of it because it's a lot of hard work.
Yeah.
I don't think you can get around it, to be honest with you. I think your hand is pretty much forced. Like I say, it is a good thing for the sake of anyone that plays that game that I've ever known playing that game says it's a good thing, and they wouldn't have it any other way. I know if you're used to other games, Gray, you might say that, and you've got a point. You're not wrong. It's just the way Rust is. It will wipes on a semi-regular basis, and it's a good thing. Like the guys will update it the first Thursday of every month, like I say, and if there are some months where 5 Thursdays end up squeezing in, just the way a month will work out. And then they'll just go. So that's the time you want to play because then a wipe will be 5 weeks, not 4. It always is a Thursday. Always a Thursday. I think even if it lands on Christmas Day, it will be a wipe. But the devs will just push a button. They won't bring any changes in. Like January the 2nd, when they wipe again, they won't bring anything. They'll just wipe it. December was a quieter one as well. So, But anyway, yeah, so we'll come back to it again for sure.
Yeah.
We'll maybe even try and stream it, So apologies, Matt, to steal your thunder. We'll squeeze that in there. You had an interesting bit of news on the Suicide Squad, which I find hilarious.
Yeah. So Suicide Squad, the support has finito. They're not going to be supporting the game anymore. But that's not all. So I'll tell you a little bit about the game. I think at the beginning it had quite mixed reviews. A lot of people didn't really like it. It was quite a bit of a flop. I think I played the demo of it, and it was rubbish, absolute rubbish.
The sales on it were not good.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they lost quite a bit on there. At least 41% of their revenue they lost.
Wow.
For 90, yeah. So yeah, with this game, you got offline mode. Rocksteady had introduced that to allow players to experience the main story campaign and the seasonal missions as well, content without having an internet connection. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good that they did that. The update was part of the season 4, episode 7, which was on December the 10th. That was going on there. The final season.
Whoa, Matt! It's just zoomed right into your fucking eyeball, mate.
Jesus.
You people can't see that on the audio podcast, but it zoomed into his face.
Jesus compels you. Jesus compels you.
Jeez, man.
Woo! I'm already having hot flushes.
Do you know what that reminds me of?
Did you click a button or something?
No, it's auto tracking. They have that in my work on a Zoom call.
There we go.
You can actually get it to zoom in and track you.
Yeah,
but it just zooms in his whole face. Oh, man.
Oh, I'm going to mark that, Gray. I'm going to mark that so you know what it is to come back to.
There we go. There you go. I'm looking that
normal.
You want to turn that shite off, is what you want to do, man. That is no good at all.
That's good.
Yeah. Oh, it won't even let me.
Jesus, I don't feel too good. I don't feel so good now.
It's almost like, I really like Matt, but
if you're listening to our audio podcast,
that's Rocksteady did that.
This is why you need to see the video version of our podcast, because you get to see Matt's eyeball literally up close.
Thank God that was only it.
Yeah.
Hey.
No. It needs to zoom in a lot more for that other thing, Matt. Don't worry.
I don't think I can't do it. I have to get one of those little electronic ones.
You need to get the fucking James Webb telescope that's out in space the moment to see that thing, mate.
That's it. Yeah, from the observatory tower. That'll do, maybe. Oh, dear. Yeah, anyway.
Squad. Yeah.
Behave yourself. Right, season 4, post-launch season of the game is the final bit of its content, set to release January 14th. I thought that was going to say February then, so it's like, Valentine's, but no. There you go. After that, there won't be any more content, no more updates. That's it, pretty much all.
There's no fans of the game.
No, there you go. So they ain't gonna miss nothing at all. So there is a new playable character. Sorry about that. Called Deathstroke. He's been added as a new playable character. Yeah. Awesome. They should have his counterpart rub off.
I was going to say when you said Suicide Squad, I was going to say, what they do, commit suicide? And that'd be the end.
As soon as they made it, they jumped. That was it. Boom.
It's like, okay.
Oh, dude. Yeah. So players can unlock him by completing the Mayhem mission, episode rank 30, and taking down Brainiac. There you go. There was at a time in fall, I think it probably was August, September, they had a discount for the game. So the deluxe edition.
Matt, you're Irish that lives in the UK. It's not fall for you, man. I have to step in there. Only Grey gets away with that.
Well, I was trying to work out what fall is, because in Ireland every day it's fucking fall.
Are we talking about aluminum again?
Yeah, aluminum.
Boys, that game was a massive flop. It was a massive flop. Yeah. Warner Brothers, like Matt said, they lost like 40% of their value. Warner Brother games. I know, as we know, Gray and I used to moan a bit about Warner Brothers. They spent a lot of money. They were really in debt big time, and now their game division's shit as well. This is what happens when you make a game based on B-rated characters.
Yeah.
Like if you do Batman games, like Rocksteady did in the past, big success. If you ever figure out how to do a Superman game without it being overpowered, most likely big success. But they've done this on characters that people, I wouldn't say don't care about, but they're not as interested. And because it's live service, everyone's obsessed with live service games. They're obsessed. Too much.
They are. It's enough.
We're looking at you, Concord.
Yeah.
We're looking at you, son. So
let's learn from them.
Yeah.
Boom.
I don't know if it's everybody loves the live service games. The problem is that they're trying to ram it down your throat.
Yeah, I mean, they don't give you much of a choice, really, do they, at the end of the day?
Exactly.
Too many of them.
Yeah.
There really is too many of them, and this is why Concord went bust, because it wasn't original. It took too long to make. This game is characters people don't care about. It took too long. It's live service. You're paying money for the game, and then you're buying stuff on top of it.
Story wasn't that good. Interactions
amazing.
Enough. Battles just
I don't get it, and it took them forever to bring out this game. So I think they're in trouble, Warner Brothers gaming division.
Yeah,
absolutely. All together.
Yeah. So unfortunately, the sales. So from the $100, which is probably what about £95 for us, £80 was it? It was on sale from there for £5, so that would probably be £3 for us.
Wow! And Matt, they gave it out for free. They gave it out for free with one of the game passes, or
they
one
did.
of
They did. Yeah. And people keep trying to give it to me, and I'm like, no, no, thank you. Yeah, maybe when I die, but no.
£5. They might as well just give it away for free.
Exactly. Yeah. So I just checked to see if it was still on sale, but no, they hiked up the prices again to the usual £59 for your normal thing, and then it was what was it, $89.99 for the.
I'll probably go cheap again though. Before.
Yeah, I'm sure it will. Definitely. So other than that, the game will remain available, playable both online and offline though. The in-game store and loot coin currency will still continue to function, but if you do have problems with it, you might be screwed.
You're up
so there you go. Pretty much. It's all on your own fate if you want to do that nonsense. There you go.
Interesting. All right, Mr. Matt, thank you. I did. I knew that was going to be a disaster when they announced that game. No one was interested. What I like to do is, where it's relevant, any free games or any Game Pass games that are coming out that I might think are useful to you, lovely folks out there, I'll mention them. And because it's a festive period, there is. So there are a bunch. Quickly, just go over some of the highlights. The new additions to Xbox Game Pass, one of which we know, Indiana Jones and The Great Circle. Of course, that's in there. DayZ is coming to, this is the console version, so the Xbox Core Game Pass will get that. It's never as good on consoles as it is in the PC, but I'm glad it's available for console players as well. I think they're bringing Forza Motorsport back again, even though that's been in there before. There's nothing too spectacular. Goat Simulator is an older one, but it's a cheesy, funny one. Apart from that, nothing too exciting. Rise of the Tomb Raider and Forza Horizon 4 are leaving on the 15th of December, just to keep things fresh. So just bear that in mind. Moving on, December's PlayStation Plus Essential games are now available. These are the games that you can keep if you have the right tier. You have to have an active subscription, of course, but if you do, they're in your library all the time. It Takes Two. We've heard of that game. Not my cup of tea, but the other one is Aliens Dark Descent. Yours to keep.
We talked about it last week.
Yeah. I listened to it back, and it's free. And is it on Xbox Game Pass? Is that when you played
both
it?
of them are. Yeah, both of them. Yeah.
So there you go. It's just free across the board at the moment. So fill your boots. It looked like a good laugh. I had a chuckle because Gray sends me some clips and stuff, because I'm like the unofficial social media manager, so I upload clips and all the other stuff apart from YouTube. And one of the ones they sent me was of you guys talking about that game and the Xeno worshippers, and I just had a chuckle. Eat me, please, eat me, eat me.
As soon as Matt started talking about it, I'm going like, why would they do that? And then Matt goes and tells me, yeah, they just get eaten because that's part of it. That's part of the religion. I'm like,
they get dragged off, and they give birth. Yeah, they're part of the chest burster faculty. There you go.
See, if I'm the xenomorph, I go, right, you are dumb as hell. I'm going to kill you slowly. I'm not going to eat you up in one go and end it. I'm going to eat you slowly, you muppet.
Yeah, they probably whack off or something. Yeah. I can imagine in that scenario, the aliens would be fatter because they don't have to move much.
Exactly, right.
They'll just be slobbing over, going,
They won't be able to get out of here because they're too fat.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
I had a proper chuckle at that
come out the other end.
I won't lie.
Yeah.
I had a proper chuckle. Also, Prime games, they're often crap. They're often a bunch of crap games, but again, festive period. Prime are stepping up their game, boys, pun intended. They are
doing
stepping
all right.
up their game. Some of the highlights they've got for free if you get a Prime Gaming sub. And if you get a Prime Gaming sub, by the way, you can subscribe to your favourite Twitch streamer and it won't cost a single penny.
Yeah, that'd be me.
Oh yeah, might as well. Yeah, but give it to us first.
Yeah. And then you can pay for mine. That's fine. It's cheap.
Yeah,
all good.
yeah. Some of the free highlights are Star Wars Bounty Hunter.
Yeah, that's an old game. That is.
On GOG. GOG is DRM free.
Yep.
So that's why GOG's so famous. Tomb Raider Underworld. Quake 2. Quake classic.
Classic, yeah.
I'm seeing if there's anything else decent in there. I think Predator Hunting Grounds.
That was okay.
I'll get that one.
You get it via Prime. You still have to get it via Prime, and then it's added to your Epic library. Epic
that's right.
That wasn't a massive successful game, but again, it was for a game of that caliber to be in free. Love it.
Yeah.
I think they were the main highlights. They are all available between like now and the 19th of December, so get in quick. Almost at the end, the Epic Games Store free games that they're going to do a bunch more over Christmas compared to the usual.
Yeah, they got a mystery one coming. Yeah.
We do have some cool ones there. We have Baldur's Gate 1 and 2. Classics again, right? We have the Outer Worlds, which is
that's good.
Kind of like the Fallout in space type thing. Again, it's Starfield-esque, but it's more Fallout on a alien planet,
right?
Rather than Starfield, actually. Yeah.
But Outer Worlds is also made by the original creators that worked on Fallout as well. So, and I played about 25-30% of the game, and it was good. So that's a good deal.
I think I only did 10. I can't even remember why.
They do. They do mention here Star Wars Bounty Hunter, which I mentioned a moment ago before. So either way you get it, it doesn't really matter. Maybe effectively, I think you'd only get one copy. Would you get two? No, you get one.
You get one. Star Wars Outlaws yet?
Oh yeah.
Well,
that'll
be soon, man.
Yeah,
that will be soon. Fecking hell, man. Well, the problems. I'm surprised we haven't discussed this, boys, and we can do it in a moment if you want, depending on time. I think the other games coming to PlayStation Plus Extra, right? That's if you have that level of tier on the Game Pass.
Yeah, that's only $100 a month or something.
A year. Sonic. The only decent one I can see in that is Sonic Frontiers. Could be a chuckle.
That's not bad. That's not a bad game. That one. Yeah.
Jurassic World Evolution 2, if that's your cup of tea. Like, think The Sims, but for dinosaurs, I guess.
Yeah.
They're probably the two best ones, to be fair. But yeah, I don't think they're the decent free games I wanted to shout out to you guys. Get there, claim them, even if you don't play them, you may as well. Wrapping up my news, I think this is two interesting funny things. No Man's Sky, remember that game? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Finally, round of patience and then followed by a round of applause, reaches a very positive. Wow. Was that your hands or were you spanking yourself again?
No one
knows. It's a mystery. It's a Christmas mystery.
Tune in on the
happens once a year
to find out.
Yeah.
I knew you would do that.
That's not snow.
I just knew you would do that. I knew it. You're so predictable. What's not predictable, though, is that No Man's Sky got a very positive overall rating on Steam 8 years after the disastrous launch. It only took them 8 years to go from, this is a pile of shite, to this is actually very positive. Now, we all slagged them in the past, and rightly so, but they have not charged for a DLC in all this time. They bring out DLCs every year, big ones, small ones. They managed to overhaul the game. It is a lot better than it once was. I will slag guys like this to the cows come home, and rightly so. But we also have to be positive, guys, when a game or a developer realizes how bad things are and goes out to fix it for free. It should have been fixed at the start, yes, but it's now very positive. I mean, we know what the review bombing is like on Steam.
Yeah.
The review people, PC players are brutal, man. You don't mess with us. Like, we'll absolutely rip you a new one. If you bring out something that even slightly shafts us,
we will take it on you.
Yes.
We know where you live.
We've ripped a few things.
I don't know what you want.
It's the meta score, which I don't like. I've never agreed in the meta score because that's a critic's opinion.
Yeah.
Why is a critic's opinion more valuable than mine or Gray's or Matt's? It's not. Yeah. Still sitting at 61 out of 100 for the PC version. So that's 50. Average, I would say. But still, credit where credit's due. And the last thing, which is controversial but amusing, the 2-time is back. The 2-time, aka Dr. Disrespect, is jumped to yet another fucking platform after texting little kiddies.
Yeah.
So allegedly, before the American lawyers come over and try and sue Mass.
He's on Roblox then.
Roblox. Oh, controversial. We know about the Twitch thing, or we know more about the Twitch thing now. The YouTube thing, they booted him.
Yeah.
They booted him in YouTube for monetization for being a partner because of all the allegations, and he applied to be monetized again, and he was rejected. So he's appealing it. But in the meantime, the guys that run Rumble now, screw it. This is our platform. I guess we could do what we want. Yeah. Controversial. Rumble is more right wing, right? More right wing, more American right wing, if anything else, right? So it's free speech, but it's 110% free speech.
Only if they want to say the same thing.
But saying that, right? Okay, I'm maybe being slightly harsh. You can't be racist on it. You can't, do things like that or say anything that's illegal because, well, that's illegal. But short of that, like the stuff that was going on in American politics and all that, coming out and just saying things that were just wrong. They'll say stuff like that all the time, and it's a platform for them. It's like the blue sky for Twitter. They brought that version out, the left side of things. So he got invited by the guys that run that. They were just some rich people that, probably politicians as well, that chipped in towards making this platform. And it's a lot for podcasts, to be honest. It's a platform for podcasts and like your Fox News and stuff type, that kind of situation. They brought this out and they gave people a platform and said, do your thing, say your thing. We won't monitor you, we won't police you, or barely at all. And then I've reached out to Dr. Disrespect. And the thing is, with him, he needs to come on and he does so many hours for free. Well, not for free. Like, you don't pay anything as the punter, the customer, to watch, like Twitch or YouTube. And then the last couple of hours will be Rumble exclusive, so you need to buy a sub. And they're basically giving a big chunk of change to go, right, you're exclusive to us. You can, well, not exclusive, like couple of hours. Those couple of hours, you can't be on YouTube at the same time, whereas normally he's on YouTube at the same time because he still gets a shit ton of donations and stuff there.
So wait a minute. So he's on free for a while, and then you have to pay or be a sponsor, whatever, to get the
extra.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I'll be doing that.
Yeah. So, hey, listen, Gray and I were discussing. We'll probably, like, whether it's stupid or not, or whether it's run by loonies. Gray and I will when we go live on this thing. We use Riverside and we use it goes live to a bunch of channels at the same time. This show's pre-recorded, like I say, for this week, but when we go live, it's on several platforms: Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, X. But you can, if you know the server information, URL and password, go live to a bunch of other places. We'll probably chuck Rumble in there. So if all the right-wing people come on to the server and watches, we'll just take the piss out of them. Basically is what we'll do. So and we can, because it's our channel.
Wait a minute. So what we could do is, like, our podcast, let's say, is 2 hours. So the first hour you can watch it without being a member or whatever. Then you got to pay for the second hour where we really get raunchy.
And then we can start ripping them apart.
Every
After
other word
dark,
we say will be an
dark.
explicative. You know, like,
It'll be.
I'll shove my hairy
EGP.
arse.
I
Extreme
can
Gaming
wait. I can see it
Podcast
now. It's
After
gonna be.
Dark.
It's gonna be exactly. It's gonna be. Extreme Gaming Podcast After Dark.
Yeah.
After Dark.
50 Shades of Postcards. They're right there.
I wonder if they'll let
Brilliant.
us come on and they'll let us make fun of Dr. Disrespect.
dear.
That could be good.
Yeah.
That could be interesting.
Send them some diapers.
I mean, these things were supposed to say allegedly because you don't want to get into trouble. But I mean, I believe it. I do believe it. It's a
They
shame,
proved
like
it, didn't they? Already as well. And he's already said, yeah, I'm messaging kids.
yeah, that's why you get booted from Twitch.
On some
Yeah,
level,
yeah.
there's definitely the truth there. That's for sure.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
exactly how much only certain people know. But yeah, I mean, there's no doubt. And there's
The man of nonsense, as I call it.
I was actually happy that a lot of the people when he first came back to YouTube again or whatever, that they all came out and nobody supported him.
Yeah.
I mean, he was doing
stand up.
podcasts where there was nobody there.
Mhm.
Bear in mind, Gray. Remember the adulteration as well.
Mm-hmm.
He cheated on his partner,
Yeah,
and if
yeah.
you've seen his partner, she's absolutely drop dead gorgeous and stunning, and they've got a
Yeah.
beautiful little girl. I just don't understand that. I don't all that money as well, and
I don't understand.
I mean, the thing is,
But he played it
It's a
off as a
shame.
gimmick, didn't he? As I was just playing about,
Yeah.
it's all just for the show.
it's
It's
a
not
shame.
real. It's like,
you
get
know
out
what's
of here.
funny? A lot of people like that, and you got to call them celebrities, whether they're a gaming celebrity or what. I can never figure that out either. Like I just read an article today. Jim Carrey. Everybody knows who Jim Carrey is, right? So
Mhm.
the man's made plenty of money in his career, right? And then all of a sudden he came out the other day and said, "Well, the reason he did Sonic 3 was because he needed money." And I'm sitting there going like, "Oh, I just don't. I don't understand.
What's he spending it on? Why do you need even
He's
more
not the
millions?
only
What
one.
you-
That's just an example. There's a fair amount of celebrities that do that. And I'm sitting there going, you had all this money. All you really had to do is invest it, and so that the profits are just sent to you in a check, and you could live
Yeah.
fine. And I'm going like, how do you need money already? I just don't get it.
Yeah, it's an odd
Don't
one.
get it. And the same thing with
Don't get it.
disrespecting others. I mean, I just don't understand. I mean,
Disrespecting others. I see what you done there.
Well,
Hold
look
on.
at what was the other guy that Mr. Beast, right? Mr. Beast. I mean,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
had like 20 million subscribers and all of that, and then he comes crashing down, and stuff. And I don't know.
Ronaldo, the footballer, beat him overnight. Literally, he just came on like overnight. He gets like 20 million subscribers, and they done a video together, him, Ronaldo, and Mr. Beast.
Yeah.
And Ronaldo's trying to teach him football, and Mr. Beast is trying to give him pointers. And I think you can see Mr. Beast secretly fuming that one of his records at least was beaten. So he's like, "God damn it, man! This famous person." But no, the whole thing with Dr. Disrespect, it's a shame because it was a great idea to come on and do it and be this other person, this character, be funny, be goofy, be just silly. And I was like, credit to you, mate. You deserve it. You brought something original and fresh and different, and
Right.
you're entertaining people. We're talking about streamers being celebrities. Some of them are. Yes, was it 2 nights ago? Those streamer awards were on.
Oh, my
Right
God.
now, I applied for that. I applied for that on behalf of our channel because I was going to live stream it at the same time.
Mhm.
Greg, you've probably seen it in their EGP Gmail box. But then they came back to me with like 2 or 3 hours notice to say you've been accepted. I replied back to them and I said, "Stick up your arse." Like 2 to 3 hours notice. Are you having a laugh?
I saw the
Yeah,
email.
they do that though. Yeah.
I saw the email that they sent us that you're talking about, and I even tried to see whether I might be able to get on or do or whatever. Just I was curious, but I didn't actually do it. But then I watched the beginning of the show for about 15, 20 minutes. Oh my
Just
God,
looks
it was
crap.
awful. It was
Oh.
awful. It was beyond awful. It was really extremely amateurish,
nonsense, yeah.
really stupid and boring. And I'm sitting there going like, "Wow, man, you guys like messed this one up." I mean, it could have been a fun thing, but even the guy that was interviewing some of the streamers that were all sitting at different tables, they have dinner or whatever. He would ask him the stupidest questions, and even these streamers at the table were getting embarrassed from the things he was doing. And I'm like, wow, man, this is bad.
That sounds a bit right, Gray.
Yeah. You probably
It sounded
generated
like-
those questions from something, some AI nonsense, probably.
No, it
on
was
the
a,
way
it was a
there,
real
or-
person just doing it, but he was making up stupid stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, just off the free, and he even admits before he starts. Here's how the show opened. It opened up, and he goes like, "I've had too many
Oops.
drinks, but I'll go ahead and do these interviews anyway."
So
He
basically,
says
what
this.
they're doing,
Oh dear.
they're not taking it seriously, and
No.
okay, maybe they shouldn't take it seriously and just laugh at themselves. But I think a lot of them are kind of like prima donnas and fool themselves, and they get rich through this, and they think they're basically Billy Big Balls.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
don't like that. There'll be streamers out there that are very humble and appreciate where they come from and are grateful to their community.
Right.
But
right.
these people do seem to be stuck right up their arse. And I realise, listen, we're normally more diplomatic in this channel, in this podcast we are,
Mhm.
but I'm kind of just losing patience with a lot of idiots online.
Yeah,
I really am, idiots. So like, I'm just going to call these people out. I don't care if you don't like me, whatever. It's our opinion.
Call
You
him.
don't
Of
need
course.
to agree with
Yeah.
it. But anyway, right. So all good in that respect. That is the news from my side of things. I believe there is one piece of news from Gray's Soft Corner, because at your age it's definitely called a soft corner.
Floppy corner.
Floppy corner, yeah.
We just call it what it is, the old corner.
The windmill. They go-
The old corner, yeah.
Old corner. It's a little bit of a tech news, but I just don't look at the. I'm reading it from an article. I don't want you guys to look at it because I want to get your opinions. I thought it was
Okay.
kind of interesting.
I'm looking.
The article headline is 5 useful upgrades to plug into your PC's unused PCIe slots.
If
Can
you
I
have the
give you
motherboard
one,
for
Gray?
it.
Yeah, I was
Can
thinking
I
about
give you one?
that's kind of interesting. So
Yeah.
what I want you two guys to do is why don't you take a guess at what a couple of these things might be, and then we'll go
Fans.
through the list and see how you did.
I've got one.
Fans.
I plugged in
Wi-Fi.
a network 2.5 gig network card because the Ethernet port on my motherboard is a gig, like a lot of people's is.
Yeah.
But I'm upgrading. Matt will know this. EE do 1.6 gigabit, so I'll be faster than Gray. Yes, download service,
Putting it
right?
on the
And that's
upload.
I know it's shit. It's 115. And the UK doesn't do asynchronous very well. You can
Yeah.
get it.
But
It's just
very-
not many
No, very,
places.
yes.
Matt can't get.
No,
Well, maybe
no,
Matt, is it U Fiber or Community Fiber or something?
Community fiber, but they've run out of funding for doing
Oh, no.
everything else. So I'm stuck. Everybody that I know has it. Well, quite a few people have it, and they're like, "Oh, it's bloody awesome." But yeah,
Oh,
Hey, to be
Great,
quite
great.
honest, they just
then hyper optic you got, but they're not doing certain areas because they want more money.
Matt,
Yeah,
I'm the one that pushed for hyper optic to come to my old property, my old block that
That's what I've
I
been doing.
rented in the centre of
Yeah.
town. Right, I pushed for it. I registered my interest.
Mhm.
I move out a month, 5 weeks ago, and they email me saying we've now rolled out in your address, my old address. I was like, oh, for
tell them to
come
move the cable.
on!
Just tell them to move the cable. Fine.
Great. The reason we mention that is they're one of the few that are asynchronous.
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
to
yeah.
be honest with you, when they brought fiber in here, I've had this probably going on 4 or 5 years now. I just assumed it wasn't going to be asynchronous because and then the guy tells me, "Oh yeah, you got to gig up and down." I go, "Seriously?" I thought he was kidding, and I was sitting there going, "Nah." So I did a speed test, and I go, "Oh, holy crap, it is."
I'm actually, I like the tech and the hardware news, as you know, right? And I get geeky about this. I'm pretty sad about it. There is a company in the UK, for those that are not from the UK, called OpenReach, who used to be part of BT, British Telecom, right? So they had a monopoly. And it's pretty much like, who's it, AT&T in the States,
Yeah.
that were called Bell something? What were they called?
Well, years
I'll go
ago,
Bell.
there was Bell South, Pacific Bell, Central Bell.
And it get broken up to
Yeah.
Bells. Right,
AT&T,
okay.
it's
The Bells
a
get broken
weird
up.
story. AT&T broke up
So-
into the Bells, then the Bells then regrouped and came back as AT&T. Very weird.
So the bell ended then, didn't it, Matt?
Yeah, it was the
The
bell
bell
end.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So
Banged us
I-
around last time. Sorry.
They broke them up, right? Monopoly.
Mhm.
They've done the same here.
Yeah.
And then OpenReach are separated from BT to become their own company. They own most of the network.
Yeah,
Fiber
they
in
own the
UK.
infrastructure and the cabling and all that.
They were there from the copper wire days, right?
Mhm.
For a long, long time. And then they had to open up to other companies to use and rent their service. They went with old technology, old fiber technology called, I think it was called like GPON or something, which is limited. You don't get the same upload as you get download. For what Matt and I and Gray do, we need upload to be good.
Yeah.
So we literally need to, after this podcast finishes, we just leave it on the page and let it upload so you get the really good quality you're used to. But Gray's just laughing. He gets it the whole time. So we don't get that. Hyperoptic do that, Matt. So I'm hoping they come out to me soon. They're saying they're rolling out in the area. So I've got 1.6 gig down, but I can't get 1.6 gig. So I went and get a network card to answer your question all the way around, Gray. And it's 2.5 gig card. So I'm future-proofed. So when they install it at the end of the month, I will get 1.6 gig down at least. I'll get a ping of about like 2 seconds, and I'll get an upload of 115 meg, which is as high as I can get. What other things can you get for a PCI Express slot?
Well,
M.2 expansion.
Yes.
What was it? Say it again.
M.2 expansion.
Okay.
I think.
Any others before I read the list off to you?
Fans, network cards. That's it. Yeah, go on.
Okay. First of all, what's really stupid about this article is they said 5 things, and the first thing they list is a graphics card. Well, that makes no sense at all. The whole article was because of empty slots.
Yeah.
So we skipped that. It's actually 4 in my book.
Yeah.
In any case, but you were right with one of them, PCIe storage cards, and it was pretty interesting because the picture they had on here was the PCIe board you put in there. But on that board is about 6 NVMEs all the way across. And I'm going like, wow, that's like you're like I don't 100, 200 gig going on. It's like, whoa. Yeah, so that's pretty interesting. I mean, I'm even though I don't need that kind of storage, I'm looking at this thing going, ooh, that looks pretty cool.
It is tempting.
It's shiny.
But you won't get the speeds though. You won't get the proper speeds because of the depending on what PCI you use as well.
No, they're limited. But it's still got to be pretty fast, though. I mean, comparing it, So I thought that's kind of cool. I was like, yeah, all right, that's interesting.
It is.
Then the one I really didn't even think about, but I remember in the old days we used to do this, and that was audio and sound cards.
Yes. Oh, yes,
and
yeah.
They said even though most people don't bother anymore, there is a couple
blast,
of
wasn't it?
Yeah, there is a couple of good audio cards out there that you can still get. And put it in and stuff. So
I don't think anyone does unless they're pro, because the built-in ones to motherboards now are actually very good. Or good at least anyway.
Yeah. So. One that makes a lot of sense is capture cards.
Capture cards.
That makes sense for especially streamers like that. But you can also use capture cards for a lot of other things too. You can bring in your streaming through your capture card. You can bring in the TV streaming stuff and even record things off of it. And
do you know why you would use that, Gray? Do you know the reason why a capture card might be beneficial as opposed to an external plug-in capture box or something? The reason being it's less resources. If you're plugging it straight into your PCI Express card, you're going to be using less resources. Your machine will use less resources, and it saves you having like a second streaming machine, because you could literally capture all your content on your card. But the problem is they're not really popular anymore, because see the latest NVIDIA cards, they've got codecs on them that are so efficient, and there's an efficient one on the Intel card as well that's really useful, and that will literally take off a good chunk of the actual burden on the machine, so that you can, because if you're trying to stream on a machine, say a few years ago, and play the game in the same machine, your FPS will be lower, because you're trying to do quite a lot of intensive things at the same time. So I found that interesting.
Makes sense. The last thing is what you had mentioned, and network and USB cards. So if you don't have enough USB ports, you can add more with the PCIe, or you can get a network card, like Trev was saying. So so those are the few things that it was interesting. I really like that storage thing though. I mean, it's just a geeky thing. If I had disposable income, I would get it and have 100 gigs.
Mr. Matt, I apologize, mate. I hope you don't mind. We have to keep your hardware article till next week, because we need to finish under the 2 hours, literally. And we never used to, but it's because we do the TikTok thing. We split it into 2 and upload it, so it has to be under 2 hours.
Oh, do you want to hold off the gaming quiz, or is there time for that?
No, there's time for that. No, not at all. Go for it, Gray. You kick it off, my man, and let me know what's what.
As usual, I give out the questions, and since I know the answers, I'll let these two guys try to guess. So we'll start out right away. Number 1, this is a quote: "A delayed game is eventually good. A bad game is bad forever." That came out from what developer?
Oh my
Now,
Nintendo.
you can either get his name or
Oh,
the
okay.
company he works with. Either one I would consider correct. So you
Tell
can
me
name
the
the name of the
tell me the quote one
developer
more
or
time.
name the name of the actual guy that said that.
Tell me the quote one more time.
A delayed game is eventually good. A bad game is bad forever. Makes a lot of
I'm just
sense when
gonna
you think
guess.
about it.
John Carmack. I'm just going to guess.
Remember, you can name a developer name or
Nintendo.
the person that said it.
No, Nintendo won't say that because they
Really?
make mostly good games. I don't think Nintendo would say that.
I don't know.
Let's say Bethesda because that'd be ironic as hell.
I would.
yeah.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
here's the answer.
Ubisoft.
Here's Shigeru Miyamoto, Nintendo.
That's Nintendo.
Oh, get it off me, Matt.
That's why when you said no, it couldn't be Nintendo, I'm thinking like, well, wait till he hears this.
Oh, okay. Actually, that does make sense. I'll take that back because that actually countered everything I just said there because he's basically saying, yeah, like we don't do shit games. Basically, is what he's saying.
Yeah.
That's why he said what he said.
And it probably is a good lesson for a lot of other developers, which is part of the reason why they kept Assassin's Creed Shadows a couple more months, because you can't keep putting out games with problems. Anyway, number 2,
sure.
From Software took the industry by storm with what set of brutally challenging fantasy RPGs?
Dark Souls. That's the most brutal one I can think of. That's brutal.
Yeah, it's Dark Souls.
Yeah.
They are. That's why people say it's a Souls-like game.
Mm.
You
They're
were right.
always
Ding, ding, ding.
referring
Dark
back to-
Souls. Very good. And
Classic.
the last
Sweet.
one,
Cool.
which 2007 shooter was critically derided over the controversial airport mission?
Call of Duty.
Call of Duty, yeah. Well, they still had it on there.
Very good. Call of Duty, Modern
Black
Warfare
Ops.
2 to be exact.
Yeah, it is.
Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah.
Oh,
Very good. I remember that too. That was like, that made news everywhere. They like immediately pulled that off the game, like really quick and stuff. But yeah, very good. Very good. You guys got 2 out of 3. Not bad.
2 out of 3.
Wow.
That'll do.
Usually crap at these things, to be fair. Not surprised there. Well, surprise, it's that time again, and I'm always amazed that we always think we'll never have enough content to cover, but it does help that we can waffle with the best of them. I mean, and literally, I talk about
We're
all three of
great
us
at waffling.
individually. You stick us together, 3 wafflers, and you've got yourself
3 waffles.
A deli.
a 5-course meal right away.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Well, so it is that time again. We'll wrap up. We will be back next week live, I'm sure. And then the week after will be the 26th, which will be, for us in the UK, it's Boxing Day. It's a holiday. It's not really a proper thing, but it is a holiday where some
take
people...
what we can.
We'll try
We'll
and
take
do
what we
live
can.
again.
Yeah.
What I was going to say to you boys is maybe we do a pre-recorded show that week or a couple of days before,
Mhm.
because we've got a couple of minutes, so I may as well mention this just now. There will be some people at Christmas time that will be on their own, whether through choice or not through choice. I have known a friend in the past who was on their own, and I made sure that I literally went round to see them. I said to my mother while I was having Christmas dinner, could you mind if I spend the next few hours going round to my friends? No one should be on their own at Christmas.
Mhm.
Now, if you choose to be on your own, that's fine. I respect that. But some people might be on their own through no choice of their own or no fault of their own.
Mhm.
So maybe what we could do is record a few days before and then release it on Christmas Day, so people have got something to listen
Do a
to
nice
and watch.
special. Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
like just a Christmas special, and then what you can do is maybe you want to get away from the family. Maybe your
I love
husband
how
or
you
your
said
wife
that.
is
Maybe you want to
away
get
from-
away
Yeah.
from the family.
your husband or wife might be doing your head in, and you just want to get away and listen to the podcast for a while, or while you're cleaning up the millions of dishes that you have. You'll have us coming in your ears, right? We will be coming out loud and clear in your ear holes. So
Poor buggers.
just for you, we'll see what we can do. Chris Track, keep a straight face. It's funny.
I'm not saying anything.
No one came in your ears before.
Oh,
there you go.
sticky situations.
Yeah, it could
No.
be.
There you go.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Anyway, before we get shut down,
Hard to
going to
hear
end
here
it.
too.
Best wax job ever.
Thank you to the boys. Thank you to everyone as usual for tuning in. We will see you next week. Goodbye.
Bye.
Cheerio.
I don't want to set the world on fire. I just want to start a flame in your heart. In my heart I have but one